Hi guys, it is Wednesday, December, September. My goodness, I guess I'm in a hurry for Christmas. September 23rd. Yeah. Okay. Um, Hope you're all doing okay out there in internet land, worldwide web land. Okay. I'm doing really good. Kind of a bit of a morning that's kind of off. And I recognized it. I did my breathing. I did my self-care. I'm in a better place. Got to do what you got to do. Okay, as promised, I'm going to talk about the three forms. Ooh, correction, girlfriend, boyfriend. Four forms of communication styles. Now, as far as communication itself, we have verbal and nonverbal. And in the counseling arena, we are taught to pay close attention and observe nonverbal communication as well as verbal, you know. So and you all are quite aware, there's a lot of ways you can tell, about people's emotions, perhaps where they're at just by observing them. They don't have to say a word. I know Roy likes to tell me, I didn't say that. I go, you didn't have to. Your body is screaming it. So true. Get serious, Mary. Serious matter. Okay, class, are we ready? I wish I could see your hands raised. Okay, so there's one form of communication I failed to mention in a previous video. I didn't delve in deeply, and that's the plan. I'm going to go over, the particular aspects of each form and give you a heads up. A lot of it's review for y'all, and a lot of this intrinsic, innate that we've experienced through life, and we kind of understand these terms. But I don't like to assume anything. So when Roy and I do our little role plays together on the different forms of communication, I want you to be able to better recognize and better be able to tell what's a healthier way of communicating as opposed to an unhealthy, both professionally and personally. Okay, let's start out with the first one. Passive. We all know what passive means. Okay. When I think of passive, I think of more submissive, demure, and I know that sounds very feminine, but males can be very passive as well. It's not just a female form of communication. When people are passive in their communication, they're not articulating, expressing their needs or desires. They're deferring to others at the cost of theirs. Okay, and this is normally done to avoid tension and conflict. And I did address confronting relational issues in previous videos, so you might want to go back if you want to review that a little bit, so that if you do observe yourself being passive, uh, habitually passive, and you're feeling resentful, dissatisfied, unfulfilled in your relationships, not honored, not respected. It could be because you're very passive and you're allowing others, or you're teaching others how to treat you. Okay. Um, let's see. Now, it is a safer form of communication if violence is a consideration. Okay. Get yourself out of there, whatever means possible. Okay. And if being passive, agreeing to everything, da 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 da, but planning an exit, a safe escape, that's a whole different realm, whole different scenario. Okay? Okay, so we're going to move on to passive aggressive. That's my least favorite form of communication. My it's those little sneaky guys, and I mentioned that before. Um, you know, people that use habitually, and all of us kind of interchange some of these forms depending on the circumstance, the environment. But if we habitually use an unhealthy form of communication, it's time to stop and think, ooh, that's not conducive to my well-being or others. Okay. Passive aggressive, like I said, it's kind of sneaky. It's people that are normally angry, okay, and they want to be in control, so they use sarcasm. Okay. They get their point across. They poke fun. think it's a joke. They think they're just making innocent fun at someone, but it's hurtful. Okay, it's not honoring other people's needs, wishes, or desires. It's not being like coming right out there boldly aggressive. It's like, what do you mean? I was just making a joke. Can't you take a joke? You're too sensitive. Okay. And you notice, boy, when you try to like mess with them in any of that or hold them accountable, whoa, stonewall. It can't be them. Okay, let's make sure I didn't miss anything. Um, avoiding conversations. Okay, let's say okay, they give you the silent treatment too. You know how that is? Okay, I experienced it a lot in my second marriage. Somewhat in my first, but definitely in my second. My second one had even a more, need to be in control. Okay, another thing is they sabotage people's good efforts. Oh God, it is so draining. You can be doing like all these positive efforts, and they can do these little insidious, subtle things to sabotage your good efforts. Okay. I'm trying to think. There was something else I wanted to say about. Oh, I know what it was. Okay. You ask these people a direct question or bring a direct issue to them. Have you noticed? They totally avoid it. Like, and then 3 days later, they're like, "Hey, what's up?" Like nothing happened. Mm-hmm. Oh, sneaky there. I'm too smart. My problem is I notice everything. It's a curse and a blessing, y'all. And that doesn't mean I'm better than anybody. I'm just extremely observant. Sexual abuse survivors, um, you know, we tend to be this way because we're very vigilant, and especially because I have complex PTSD and I've learned these skills. I've honed these skills, to make myself well and hopefully assist others along their journey. But like, it's kind of hard to pull bullshit on me. I call bullshit on that. Okay, so I've had people that do this to me in relationship issues, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe they didn't hear me or they didn't read this. I give them like 2 or 3 chances, and then I'm like, nope, they're avoiding this on purpose. Okay, at that point, you can confront and say, I'm noticing, I'm observing that you're ignoring da 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 da, or you can just say, you know what, I can tell you're going to stonewall me. I'm just going to set up this boundary. Okay, I'm not going to be so invested anymore. You know, you decide what relationships to be invested in. That is your God given right. And don't let anybody tell you whether it's family, friendship, professional, who you should let in your inner circle. You know best how you feel around that person. Maybe another person in the family or friends or group or whatever doesn't have that, trigger about that person. Or, you know what? Another thing is, some people disrespect certain people with this form of communication and not others. Okay. And then you're being told, Mary, are you sure you're not too sensitive? I'm just giving an example, me. Mary, are you sure you're not being too sensitive about this? I don't know. I don't really seem to have that problem with that person. Okay. Now reflect and observe, and you make your call and honor that circle. Okay, that's cool. That works for you. Don't work for me. Okay. Now moving on. So I did the passive aggressive. Y'all know this kind. Now this can be very dangerous. Because abusers, emotional abusers, physical abusers, of course, sexual abusers, you know, sociopath, very aggressive. They can be the other two. They can be passive aggressive so that they win your trust. They kind of control you that way, like thinking, oh, playing mind games. It's more insidious. Aggressive, I come right out and say it. Max boss. Okay? She's a boss, not a leader. Aggressive is when you do not honor others' input, needs, values, desires, whatever. Let's see what else. I want to make sure I don't forget anything. Okay, so you're expressing your feelings, needs, and ideas at the expense of everybody else. Like she told me, oh, I should have a right to vent. Mm-hmm. I've been a boss a lot, a leader. I like to think of myself as a leader. And like I said, most of these are friends to this day. Okay. They're defensive and hostile if you confront them to back down, right? back down. Teens do this. Not all teens. I don't like to totally generalize. They get in your face, especially when they get strong and bigger than you. They can get in your face and like that. Ooh, baby, back down. Um, this type of communication really alienates and hurts people. Okay, because people are often left wondering about their worth, their role, their place, when they could be, their energies could go elsewhere. And it meets their needs quickly, and it definitely doesn't meet yours. They're just like basically accept it. This is who I am. Get over it. Especially if they're your boss. They went, oh, okay, bye bye. I don't do well with this kind of, and people that are close to me know this. I do not do well because I feel that it is demoralizing, degrading, unhealthy, toxic. I worked for the Mormon Church for 5 years, loved it. When I first started working there, the secretary there, very aggressive. Mary, that's not how she did it. Just like that. Oh, no, 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 no. Yeah, just tried to railroad over me. I finally said, hey, you and I need a sit down. I went to the boss first. I go, can you help me out with this? Can you help me out with this situation? Okay. I think he spoke to her, but nothing improved. I didn't care. In front of everybody, I said, this is it. This ends here. This changes, or you or I got to go. Okay? This is my way of doing it. I want your input, but I'm tired of hearing about the past. Let's work together now on the future. Because I was essentially over her. She was the secretary, right? But I don't do that with people. I'm like, we're a team. That's how I look at it. So anyways, oh my God, we became good buds. When my dad got ill and stuff, I always am, if somebody's big enough to own something and she apologized and we moved forward, gosh, yeah, it's all gone. I mean, that's what Christ would do. It's gone. I don't even remember it anymore. Okay. So, when I say don't remember, I mean, I don't hold it against him is what I'm trying to say. Anyways, when my dad was going through all his stuff and I had him there and I was dealing with my ex-husband and stuff and kids and all these things, she was awesome. Just really, sometimes your frenemies can become your friends. Okay. All right. The healthiest form of communication. Assertive. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. Y'all can tell me. Please tell me, what do you think some of the traits of being assertive in communication is? I wish I could hear y'all. I'm sure you know the answers. Direct, honest, receptive, honoring your needs and wishes, or respecting others the same. Okay? If you have an issue with someone, you don't go to them and say, you make me da da da. You go to them and you say, listen, this is how I'm feeling about this when this happens, or or I kind of feel left out when I'm not included when this happens. Anything. Now, there's no perfect way of doing this, but just try to keep in mind, try not to put people on defensive so that they'll hear your part. And I brought this up in other videos, but you have a right to share your feelings. There's nothing wrong with sharing your hurt and your pain and your rejection. We are multifaceted, every range of emotion. You can in one day experience every range of emotion. From sadness, joy, um, confusion, bewilderment, rage, back to peaceful, just you name it. Okay, da, 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 da. Your body language is relaxed. You're confident, but you're relaxed. You're confident in how you feel and what you want to say, but you're relaxed. It's not intrusive, or aggressive. It's assertive. All right. Let me see. I think that's it, y'all. We're gonna do the role plays. Let me try to passive, passive aggressive, aggressive, assertive. Try to give you some examples of each. Um, I saw this meme where like it had like 10 things and ways to say no. You know, a lot of people agree to things, passive people agree to things, and then later, like, oh, I really wish I hadn't done that. And one of the things that there are a couple of things I do. I try to live assertively. Okay. But one of the things I do when somebody like, oh, Mary, can you da 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 da? And I, ooh, okay, I gotta pause. Just pause for a few seconds. Like, I'd love to help you out there. Can I give it a little bit of thought and then get back to you? Well, that sounds interesting. Let me give it some thought. Let me think about that. Oh, I'd love to donate to that, but I kind of really, check with my hubby, check with my budget, and make sure that's, something I'd love to, but let me see. And then if you can't, like, oh, maybe there's another way I can help out. That works out for both of us. I'm trying to think of some other things. Being assertive, examples. Um, hmm. I think that's all that's coming to my mind right now. Like this is like if you are asked to do something or attend something and you later people that say yes too quick later like I guess I wasn't really think that one out too well. And this really comes along with people that are bipolar. um you know and then they get to the point like they don't want to do anything or agree to anything because they don't have that that boundary or that balance in their life. It's okay to pause. There's no need to be in a hurry. I always tell Roy where he'll come in. Da, 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 da. I love God. He's just like so creative. Creative souls. I did go to the car today. My shoulder neck acting up. He can't help me with my TMJ. I've got to go see a specialist because because I've already had dislocated jaw. He didn't want to touch me. Oh, he didn't want to be responsible for that. Anyways, we'll get there. Um, and I digress and deviate and wander. He'll come in. Okay, back up. First of all, you're too close. It's hurting my neck and shoulder. Give me a little space. Slow down. And then I'll try to answer him and he'll be already out the door. Like, that was a hit and run. I learn from him. He learns from me. I have to be more patient, because my mind is very logical and methodical, not creative. You all think, well, you did write some, you danced some, obviously you try to sing, but but it really lends to being logical, and because I find the more logical I am, the more I honor my life, and I feel, um, you know, it's of quality. I don't feel overwhelmed, nearly as much. Um, which reminds me, okay, uh, I think of what mindful. Like I said, the next thing is going to be the role playing. Roy and I are going to do that. Let me see. It's too late in the day to get him to do that, but we're going to work on that tomorrow afternoon. So look forward to that. That's a lot of fun. Okay. I hope I hope you take me up on this, really, because you're going to learn how you feel about things, and you're going to learn more what's important to you and what's extemporaneous, and you might want to eliminate some things from your life, simplify some things, so you can be emotionally strong. We're we don't know how long this pandemic's going to last. Nobody can predict that. There's no crystal ball. Okay. So I want everyone that I love and care about, and even people I don't know, I want to have an impact on them, that keep your brain active, keep your relationships healthy, keep your body as well as possible, and so that you can experience joy now in the moment. Okay. Um, let's see, dear. I'm just gonna dears. You're my dears. You're my peeps. I'm gonna. Oh, this is where I last was. See, I'm being true to. Look at all this I've been through. Okay, listen to this. Decide today is the day you will only praise yourself. We are all quick to criticize or knock ourselves, but how often do you really acknowledge yourself for everything you've done well? You know, Sometimes I keep this stuff around me, and I pulled up my poetry because even though I may not be able to do something now, that doesn't mean I didn't do it well at one time. And when I was starting to go through my videos about my friends, y'all, and I know some of you like these people don't, you don't even know them from Adam, but and some of you, you're in it. You know, I want you to feel valued, but it also made me remember, my God, I'm so blessed. Okay, which means I must have been a good friend at times. Not always the best, but a good, solid friend to still have these relationships in my life. Okay, so I'm going to give you an example. Choose to spend the day giving yourself a proverbial pat on the back. You see me do that sometimes. That's a very healthy thing to do. Okay, for what you do well. Write a list of all the things you're good at, even the humblest, smallest things. The more you acknowledge yourself, the more you will realize you are great at a lot of things. Observe how often self-criticism bottles up and remember to squash it. That goes back to challenging thoughts. Remember? Okay? That was in my previous video. And it also goes back to reframing. And that's in another one of my videos. Okay, where was I at? Notice how you feel at the end of the day. Repeat this exercise frequently if you can. Some of you are not believers, and I'm a believer, but I'm of the belief that our God is big. He's not like a small little God just for, evangelicals or, um, he's for everybody. I mean, we're all his people. If you don't believe in it, that's, hey, I love you. It don't matter. I'm just telling you what I believe in. Um, okay, so I don't care what it is. I get reprieve, a blessing, an unexpected like financial thing happens, um, something good happens to a loved one of mine. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. Thank you. Be grateful. I try to tell everybody that does something wonderful for me. I express my gratitude. You know, um, the more you give, the more you receive, because then you're at peace. I always try to be part of a solution, not part of the problem. I want to go back to one little thing, and I know I deviated into mindfulness. I do want to go back to one thing that I think is relevant. I don't know. My hair does something different every day. Look at that, y'all. That ain't too bad. It's I can just never know. It's a hodgepodge, just like me. Anyways, I told you the issue, the circumstance or event where Natalie Ruth, our lovable little Natalie Ruth. Oh my God, she is now 6 months old. Yeah, I think it was the 12th. What is today, y'all? The 21st. Okay. I told you how, we've had to cut ties with the mom, and I will not be probably seeing Natalie Ruth, just happenstance, maybe if dad ever comes over with her, but anyways, uh when she came, I immediately assessed her demeanor. This is body language. Her demeanor, on her countenance, and of course she came like a bulldozer. Yeah, we thought it was the police at the door. I think I said that. We're like, oh shit, what have I done now? I got Black Lives Matter thing out there. Anyways, so my goal was to de-escalate, and I did most of the talking. Not Roy. Roy's, I want to get along with everybody. That thing. Anyways, so being that she was aggressive in her communication style, I believe in assertive. So she's in my home. I think I told you now. My goal was to de-escalate. Okay, but that wasn't all. A very civil manner. I was always civil. I never screamed or yelled. I was resolute. I was assertive. But the other thing I wanted to bring into this situation is I'm a senior. My hubby is a senior. That was elder abuse. You can look at it any other way you want to. It was emotional elder abuse. And then she went back and sabotaged and twisted everything we said. Okay. She didn't want to heal. That's her journey. That's her thing. Okay. But she, I've told Toby if she comes here again, I will get a no trespass order on her. It will be for elder abuse. What saddens me, y'all, is we would never, we would never speak to our elders in that manner. Or it was unheard of. See, we've lost that. Okay. I don't care if you're a young adult. I don't care if you're 40. If I'm your mama or your daddy, sir, ma'am, I believe in that. You can say mom and dad, whatever, as long as you're respectful. I prefer sir and ma'am. I'm going to be honest. I am old school about that. You know, I do prefer that. I really love how young people go to me, Miss Mary. Young adults. That is so respectful. And I have people like Alana. She's not my daughter-in-law, but I think of her as my other daughter, Miss Mary. So respectful. It just warms my heart to be respected. We've earned it. Our parents earned it. They made mistakes by us. It was a closed generation then. Okay? And now everything's out in the open. But that does not give people a license to mistreat you. We have got to be back to revering our elders and taking care of our elders. And I know this is a hodgepodge, but communication is part of it. Okay? You can have an issue with your parents, your aunt, your uncle, whoever, excluding abuse, it's different. But if you have some kind of, disagreement, grudge, go to them civilly and say, I really need, could you please set some time aside? We need to discuss this issue. This really matters to me. Do you want to preserve the relationship or do you want to destroy it? Think about what your long-term goal was when you communicate with people. Okay? This all matters. This is all about communication. Communication is everything. We all fail at it. I fail at it daily. I'm always trying to do better. Physician heal thyself, so to speak. I do miss that day, though. Oh my God. We cared about their welfare. We truly did. At this point, I honestly believe of all the children, Livy is probably the only one that seriously cares about our welfare. I hope that changes. Doesn't mean I don't love them. Oh, doesn't mean that they don't love me. Other than my eldest, I don't. I think that has been dead in the water, but unfortunately, sadly so. But heed wisdom, heed wise counsel. Don't think you know everything. I have a lot of young friends. A lot. I love them to death. I learn from them. Okay. But we have a lot more experience. And it's not just education and training, it's experience. Okay. I hey, listen, my siblings got something to say to help me. I want to hear it. I don't care if I've got more education or less education. It don't matter. Okay. You know? So anyways, not everything is pleasant to talk about. I just hope that be receptive, be open for change, find joy, be part of joy, be part of the solution, not part of the problem. Ease suffering, do sweet things for your loved ones. Do little surprising things. Be surprised how much joy it brings. Oh my God. Be unpredictable in that way. They do a lot for you. Your parents do a lot for their kids. Go out of your way. Sacrifice. You'll be amazed. You know. Anyways, that's my little 2 cents for young people. Okay. Love you all. You take care of yourself. We'll do the same. Bye-bye.